100 years ago, the dark wizard Hollowell raised an army and tried to conquer the world. He was stopped by an unlikely hero, Sheriff Aesop Stormwood. As Hollowell died, he prophesied that he would be reborn twice more and rise again. Stormwood looked him in the eye and said if Hollowell did, his descendants would strike him down. Sheriff Aesop Stormwood went on to form Stormwood and Associates to make sure they'd be ready for Hollowell's returns. A private detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. 25 years ago, Hollowell returned for the first time, and a Stormwood made good on Aesop's promise. But the third coming of Hollowell may not be so far in the future. But the young Raz Stormwood just might know it's coming, and she plans to be ready. Previously on Stormwood and Associates. So much has happened, you guys. Okay, so the Stormwood team got hired by a guy to recover a stolen classic Mustang that's got something spooky about it, but we don't know what for sure. There's something spooky about this Mustang. But anyways, it turns out that the car was stolen by a team of car thieves, which includes NK's ex-girlfriend and said ex-girlfriend's brother. And the only reason that team of car thieves stole the car was because one of their team members, Juan, got kidnapped by Damian Cole, CEO of ColeTech, a big, massive tech firm with an impossibly large office building outside of the San Ricardo area. So, teaming up with the car thieves, the Stormwood team broke in the middle of the night into this giant round building and made their way fighting security guards on motorcycles. Oh yeah, they've been driving cars through an office building. It's super fun. Anyways, they made it up to the 4th level, and they're trying to get to the 5th, where both the car and the kidnapped teammate Juan is, and they couldn't find any up ramps. They are all mysteriously gone, that they've been driving up these ramps throughout the entire building. Anyways, so the other mysterious thing about the 4th floor is that all of the offices on this building outside of the central hallway are cloaked in shadow that seems very unnatural. So the team made their way around to where the freight elevator is supposed to be, and they have to go through the darkness to get to it. And, well, the darkness has some weird qualities. Like, it's completely magical, and sound is somehow limited. And, well, Babbitt was outside the 3 cars that they're driving, because, yes, they're still driving cars through this thing. It's a giant office building. It's huge. It's impossibly large. Anyways, Babbitt was on a motorcycle, and he was going to try to make his way into one of the cars when something grabbed him out of the darkness. Yeah, so that's the thing. So anyways, you guys just saw Babbitt get ripped up into the air.
Ah!
You guys gonna what are you guys gonna try to do?
I wish I had a flamethrower.
I'm going to dispel the darkness in the general area to see if we can see what grabbed Babbitt.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so you dispel the darkness. As you do, you see a large... You dispel the darkness, you see a large winged creature is with one taloned leg hooked to the ceiling and the other taloned leg holding Babbitt, who is looking at it face to face as its long neck is craned around and looking at him. This thing is huge. I mean, it's about as from head to tail the size of a Buick with a pretty sizable wingspan with giant black bat-white-like wings.
Would I have seen something like this before?
You've read about things like this in the mines in Appalachia and in the Rocky Mountains. Roll me a d10.
10.
All right. You 100% have read about these in your folklore studies in when you were working on your magic certification and you were getting your degree. Miners used to claim that these things crawled around the base, the lower areas of the mine and knocking, and that they would sometimes disguise themselves as miners magically, and they would, if you didn't reward them, they would steal workers away. It's a Tommyknocker.
Never thought I'd see one of these in person.
What is it?
It's a Tommyknocker. It's, really, some people thought it's minor folklore, but I'm pretty sure it's real.
Babbitt, I don't know about your family's history with goblins.
I don't know anything about mining.
Yeah, I don't think you did. Like, you're pretty, like, removed from any sort of, like...
Oh, yes.
You are, like, so removed from any of, like, your own people's history. You're like that fifth-generation immigrant, if by immigrant you meant, like, you know, moved 3 states away.
My parents are an anesthesiologist and a bookshop owner.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no.
If there's a problem, they can solve it. If you need to find someone, they can do it. Stormwood and Associates is a detective, security, and federally licensed magic users agency. If you need help, they'll be there. But don't get in their way, or else you'll get caught in the eye of the storm.
Probably heard the word before.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You knew enough other goblins growing up.
All right. So, yeah,
you guys are in initiative. So, all right, now we were at Babbitt, so Bill, you're up.
all right. I'm going to I'm going to psychic flamethrower that thing. Because that's horrifying.
All right, so you're going to psychic flamethrower that. Let's back up. All right. So this is not fodder, so that's sweet move damage, so that's 1d10. Not 1d10, there's no 1d10. It's just your range plus level damage. What's your range plus level?
Range plus level 6.
All right. You fire off, and it psychic flamethrower hits it in the wing. It recoils. It drops Babbitt. Babbitt, you fall to the. You fall and you land on the hood of Turk's car with a thump, but you don't take any damage from it.
Okay.
Because, we don't have fall damage in this game. Michelle is up next in the initiative order, because she's here. No, wait, that was a Bill. Sorry. NK's up next. What am I doing? NK is going to sigh, put her car in park, get out, and take a couple of shots at this thing. And by that I mean make a single range attack in the system. She pulls out her 2 pistols and shoots. And that is, ooh, she hits. Let's see here. So her damage is 6 plus 13 minus the soak, which is so it takes 3 damage. It is at that point that Turk is going to go, and he doesn't have a gun. He doesn't want to charge, especially with Babbitt sitting on his hood. So Turk's not going to do anything yet, except stay in the car because he doesn't have a gun. So the Tommyknocker's up now, and it is going to swoop down and try to attack. Well, it's going to try to attack NK because NK got out of her car and she just hurt it. Like, Bill's hurt it and she's hurt it. It's going to go after NK. So that's going to be a bare hands attack. And I think that hits. That barely hits, but it hits. Not a good roll. And it's going to minus her soak, which is not great. Alright, so NK's going to take some damage here. Minus 5. So NK just like takes 5 damage.
Oh crap!
NK takes 5 damage. And at this point in the initiative order, you hear screeching as 2 more of these come out of the darkness.
Oh, great!
And for their initiative rounds, they're just coming out of the darkness. That brings us to Michelle, who is armed, as we've established. And she's going to take a shot at one of these things. She's going to miss. We're at Raz.
Dum-dum-dum-dum. How big are all of these guys? All these blurbs?
They're like the size of a Buick.
Oh, dang it.
The only reason you can see them is because Bill dispelled some of the darkness around where you are.
Yeah.
They have triangular heads and shiny white teeth. And 4 glistening eyes. And giant bat wings.
Sorry, don't mind me. Trying to think of a sweet thing I could do. That's not just like hooking one with a grappling hook.
These are large, long necks, giant beasts with wings. You know.
what might be really cool is if I pulled a book from something I did earlier, use my grappling hook gun to whip it around one of their necks, see if I can get on top of it and shoot it in the head point blank.
Okay. So the damage you'd be doing is from your regular gun, but you're going to use your grappling hook to get into that position.
Yes.
Okay. Just figuring out how damage would be calculated. I'm assuming that's a sweet move?
Yeah.
All right. Does everybody agree that that works?
Yes.
I'm in favor.
All right. Which one are you targeting? Are you targeting the one in the middle that just hurt NK? Or there's one on the left and one on the right that are approaching. Which one are you targeting?
The middle's probably going to be the closest one to me.
Okay. Then everyone voted that that worked. So that's going to be your range plus level.
That's 5.
Bam! Blam! Right in the back of the head. And this thing is incredibly messed up. It is. This one has taken a lot of damage. And it's kind of drooping down. Babbitt, we're at you. You are you're fine, but you're splayed on the hood of Turk's Challenger.
Yeah. So the hurt one is very close by.
Yeah. So the hurt one's actually kind of like folded up, like its wings are kind of folded up, and it's like between the Challenger and it's like filling the space between the Challenger and the Golf. Like you literally could reach out and touch it if you wanted to. And Raz is currently sitting on top of its neck, having just shot it.
Okay. And how close are the approaching ones to it?
They are each, like, one's to the right of the Golf by probably about 15 feet, and one's to the left of the Toyota by about 15 feet. So they're a good ways. It is a distance they can close within a turn, but they are not right next to each other.
Okay. So they're still pretty far from the central one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably like 25 feet from the center one.
That's pretty far. Okay.
Or maybe 20, but still like within that.
Right. Okay. What else do I see around me?
These three things: darkness, and then like you can see the ceiling. You can see deactivated light fixtures, or at least you can't tell if they're on.
How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling's probably about 20 feet.
Okay.
You were just dropped from it, so you're pretty familiar with the height.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, then I'm just gonna run up the back of the thing, and up its neck and hack at its eyes with my knife.
So
tool.
you have to remember, Raz is sitting on its neck.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't want to spoil your awesome move. I'm just like,
yeah.
There is a physical person there.
Right.
I will say this thing's almost dead.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll just I'm gonna run over, slip underneath it, and like stab it in the chest.
All right, as a regular attack.
Regular attack, yeah.
And you're stabbing it.
Yeah.
So melee.
Yes.
So 1d10 plus your melee plus your level.
11.
That hits. So roll your damage, 1d10 plus your melee.
Yep. 11.
All right. Minus it's... Okay, I have to tell you exactly how lucky you are. This has a soak of 10. You got 11, and it was literally 1 point away from dying. So you It had to hit 15 to die, and it was at 14, and so you literally just narrowly eke that out as you stab into this thing, and it just sort of collapses on the ground, and Raz, you kind of slide off onto your feet.
Yeah, I do the Legolas,
Yeah.
slide off the Oliphant tail.
Yeah.
Oliphant trunk.
All right. So, Bill, you're up.
All right. Going to launch another psychic flamethrower at the next closest one.
Okay, so you were in the Gulf, right?
Yep.
All right, so that's the one on the right. The one on the right's the closest one. So your psychic flamethrower. What's your range plus level?
6.
Okay. All right, it takes some damage. All right, and that brings us to NK, who is also closest to that one, so she's going to take a shot at it. And she's going to hit. And she is going to... Ooh, okay. 9 plus her... So it's 4. Alright. So it's going to take some damage. And now we are at Turk, who is going to get out. And he's going to try to punch one of these things. He's going to try to punch the one on the left on the face. He doesn't have a gun, but by God, he's going to try to punch this thing in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did I skip Walker? I skipped Walker because I didn't scroll. So Walker's going to take a shot at the one on the left first before this happens. And he's going to miss. All right. So I forgot to have Walker do things. Now, that should happen before NK went. Turk is going to go to the one on the left, and he's going to try to punch it in the face. That is not a great roll for Turk Domino. Oh, where's your combat stat? Oh, okay, that's not terrible. 1, but no, it's bad. So actually, that hits. Yeah, he punches it in the face. Let's see if he actually hurts it. The answer is no. So Turk Domino walks up to the one on the left, punches it in the face, and it does exactly what you'd think if you tried to punch one of these things in the face. All right, so that guy's dead, so he doesn't get to go. The one on the right, the guy's just psychic flamethrowers. He is going to... What is he going to do? He is going to... the Tommyknocker on the right that has been psychic flamethrowed and shot is going to lift its head and roar. And you see, besides the smiling mouth, there's a second mouth that opens underneath.
Oh boy!
A terrifying roar, and it is going to come after Bill.
Ah!
And it is going to, as a sweep move, jump. So Bill, you're to the... Are you to the right or to the left of the Gulf?
To the right, I imagined.
All right, that's perfect. It kind of almost does that crow hop that crows do. You know, when they're hopping on the ground? But it does it towards you, and it grabs you by the collar with one of its mouths and throws you up into the air. And as you fly into the air, it kind of spins and drags you with one of its talons.
Ah!
as you flop back to the ground. Does everyone agree that that sweet move worked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ow.
Bill?
I have no choice. I don't think I can dodge that.
No, you can't. It's a sweet move.
Uh-huh.
You just took 6 damage.
Ow.
Alright, so now the one on the left is going to flap its wings, jump over the car, and it's just going to take a regular attack at Bill. As it jumps over the cars and tries to land on Bill, and it's going to do this as an attack. So what's your swiftness plus level, Bill?
9.
Okay. Let's see how lucky you are with rolls. I have to also write down that you took the damage. Tracking this. Said 9. Well, it definitely hits you. What's your fitness plus level?
And this one. 6.
Well, you take 1 damage from this attack. So you're at 7 damage. And now we are at Michelle, who's going to take a shot at one of these. And miss, because I'm just rolling terribly for her. Which brings us to Raz. Both of the... So, right now, both of the Tommyknockers that you're encountering are effectively to the right of the Gulf, and you are to the left of the Gulf right now.
Okay. I think are there any extra guns nearby me? I realize we only have one.
You don't have any... Like, NK doesn't have any other guns in her car,
Okay.
besides the 2 that she carries.
Because I realize I never specified how many guns I have, so it's assumed I only have one.
Yeah. Well, you have to remember, in the rules of the system, dual wielding adds no advantage other than flavor.
Yes. Right. Okay. Yeah. It was just gonna look really, really cool. I think. Man. It's hard for me to come up with sweet moves that aren't just like grappling hook gun.
It's
Shoot
perfectly
thing.
okay to use grappling hook gun and shoot things in this case.
Yeah.
Do either of them have any of their mouths open?
Both of them are... Well, so one of them's got its back to you. That's the one that just pounced on Babbitt. And the first one that did damage to him is facing you, and it does have one of its mouths open.
Okay.
Its face mouth is open. It's one that's lower on its face isn't.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which one. I'd like to use... I hope I'm strong enough to do this, because what I'm thinking is I'll use my grappling hook gun to shoot it into its mouth, hook into its jaw, and try to like rip its jaw.
Okay.
Either off or apart, or just like yank on that a little bit.
Okay, as a sweet move, I presume?
Yeah.
Alright. What's your... Just a quick question before we vote. What's your range plus your level?
5.
Okay, good. Alright, so do we vote that works?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So this is gruesome. Because it had exactly 5 damage points left, which is why I asked that question. You shoot it into its mouth, its almost cackling mouth, and you pull back, and you do it with such force that you actually rip its skull out of its head. And it dies horrifically on the ground.
Yay! Oh, that might be one of my favorite things I've done.
Like, it was mathematically... both of these things you have killed were literally like, you hit exactly 15. Like, because that's how many damage points these things can take. And, like, both of these kills have been, like, normally, like, it's either way overkill or, like, a couple... But no, like, mathematically, these have been exactly, like... It's kind of hilarious. All right, so... At this point, then, we are at Babbitt.
Okay, so what's going on?
So, yeah, where were you physically, Babbitt? You were between the golf. You killed the first one, so you were between the golf and the challenger. There is still one of these left that is kind of. It's not like it doesn't have its weight on Bill, but it's kind of over Bill on the ground to the right of the golf. You are to the left of the golf right now, and its back is to you.
Okay. Then I hop onto the hood of the golf, jump off onto its back, run up its neck, and jam my knife into its eye.
All right, so this is a sweep move.
Yes.
All right, so that's your level plus your melee.
Four.
All right, so you do 4 damage.
Yep.
It kind of screams, kind of writhes. Bill, we're at you. Right now, there is one of these creatures is right now kind of perched over you. Babbitt's hanging off its head, having stabbed it in the eye. One of the eyes. It's got 4. You can lose 1. What do you do, Bill?
How much damage did NK take earlier?
NK's taken 5. You've taken 7.
Right. I'm going to use my healing spell.
On yourself?
Actually, I'm going to go for NK, because I still have a little over half.
Well, so does she. She's re-archetyped as well, so she can take as much damage as you can.
Okay, maybe I will use that myself then.
Yeah, she's leveled up to be equal to you, like in level. So you're gonna use the heal on yourself.
Yes.
So 1d6 plus your level.
All right. D6. 7.
You are back up to full.
Oh, hey.
All right.
Nice.
So that brings us to Walker, who he's going to try to take a shot at this thing. At the remaining one. He's going to hit it. And let's see here. How much damage does he do? And it soaks everything that he just did. NK is going to get up. She's going to take aim, and she's going to take a shot at this thing. She hits it and does no damage to it. Awesome. We're at Turk. Turk has done nothing useful this fight. He's tried to punch this exact one in the face, and it did nothing, and it ignored him. So he's mad. Turk is mad. Turk Domino is going to get up. He's now to the left of the Supra. So he's literally going to run charging around the cars. He's going to run up the hood of the Golf, and he is going to leaping punch this thing in the head as a sweet move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bill, your vote?
Yeah.
All right. So that is 4 damage that this thing is just going to take. And now, okay. So, let's see. Who's it going to go after? It's because everybody's on it. It's got Babbitt stabbing in the eye. It just got punched in the head. It's standing over Bill. Everyone is attacking this thing. So it's going to... I'm just going to roll a die to see who it attacks. It's going after Bill.
Seriously?
Hey, man. Oh, you're immortal. Give it up.
It's just what he would say.
Yay, flat armor.
Raz enjoys this all the time. Plus... So what's your swiftness plus level, Bill?
This was level. That's 9.
It hits.
Yeah.
All right. What's your fitness plus level?
6.
You soak the damage that it does because it rolled so badly. It rolled so badly. It only did like 4 damage because of how badly it rolled, and so you just soak all of that. All right.
That was exciting.
All right, that takes us to Michelle. And Michelle is going to... What's Michelle going to do? She's been out here. It's like she's shot at the things. Yeah, that doesn't work. Wait, your motorcycle is still there, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. She's out of her car. Michelle does a hood slide, gets on the motorcycle, starts it up, and drives, literally drives back around the cars and pops a wheelie, bashing the front wheel into the middle of the body of the Tommyknocker, narrowly avoiding Bill, who's splayed on the ground. As a sweet move. Does that work?
Yeah.
All right. So that's okay. That's 2 plus. So she does 5 damage to this thing. Trying to. And Walker's gonna shoot. No, wait, we're not at Walker. We're at Raz. Raz.
How are things looking?
So you're still between the Golf and the Challenger because on your last turn you ripped the skull from a distance out of the other one.
Yep.
So right now, on the other side of the Golf, NK has attacked this. Everyone's on the other side of the Golf. Like the motorcycle is like literally slammed into its body. Babbitt's hanging off its head. Bill's splayed on the ground. Yeah, it's pretty much everyone has. Yeah. Everyone's hanging off this thing in some way.
Oh. Trying to come up with something new is difficult. How about I once again use my grappling hook gun, but this time I try to wrap its legs.
Well, okay, so you need to do something before you do that. Because right now you don't have line of sight to its legs.
Can I do a hood slide?
You 100% can do a hood slide.
Excellent.
You're going to hood slide across the Gulf?
Yeah.
All right, you run up the corpse of the first Tommyknocker you killed and hood slide across the Gulf. It didn't go away. It's still there, like the dead
Yeah.
one. All right, then what do you do?
I'm going to use my grappling hook gun and shoot it at its knobby little legs.
Its long-taloned legs?
Yeah, relative to its size.
Yeah.
Try to wrap it around its knees and like just pull it so the whole thing, falls over.
All right, so there's a slight risk here.
Yes.
Bill's on the ground.
Where in relation?
So you're going over the front of the Gulf. All right.
Yep.
On this side of the thing, you've got Enkei's here. Babbitt's hanging off of its face. I don't know where Turk landed when Turk punched it in the head. I'm assuming he landed just past it. But the thing is, though, is Bill is kind of towards you. So if you pull the legs towards you, you risk hitting Bill. So you have to explain to me how you're going to avoid hitting Bill.
Well,
Or just hit Bill.
Well, no, you can do it. It's just
wouldn't it work that if I pulled the legs toward me, the top would go back?
Right, the top would go the other direction into the motorcycle wheel that's currently charging into it, which is fine.
Okay.
But no, what I mean is so are you gonna signal to Bill to get him to roll out of the way?
Yeah, I'd probably yell at him.
Or at least give him a look?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
jeez.
I'll let Bill roll out of the way, but we need to address it. We need to actually make sure that it's happening.
Oh,
I
yeah.
roll desperately.
Okay.
I'm sure by this point, he understands when I'm gonna do a crazy thing and I need him out of my way.
100% he would get
He
that out
gets
of
that
the way.
there's a thing right above him that everyone else is trying to kill.
A mixture of the two.
All right, so yeah, so you've hood slid, which actually just kind of count that as a movement with flavor, because that's an easy enough thing to do. It's not a long distance to cross. You give Bill a look, and he rolls out of the way, and now you're going to try to shoot the grappling hook around its legs and pull.
Yep.
All right. Does everyone agree that works?
Yes.
All right. I don't know whether that would be melee damage or range damage, but it doesn't matter because you are level 3, and minimum sweep move damage is your level plus the combat statistic, and if it takes more than 2 damage, it's dead. So it's dead either way, no matter what stat we use. You yank the cable after shooting around its legs. It smacks its head. So I'm going to say this. Let's add some flavor. It smacks its head into the... So the motorcycle is still kind of pushing forward into it. It smacks its head into the body of the motorcycle. And what happens is that it then kind of folds backwards onto itself, and Michelle finishes running over it. And I mean, it was dead before she ran over it, so I mean, you are the thing that killed it. But she runs over it and then kind of stops the bike right in front of you and holds her hands up for a high five.
I fall to the ground. Whoa! What? Whoa!
Yeah, you narrowly avoided getting run over by the motorcycle. Yeah, so Michelle holds her hand up for a high five.
Well, I give it.
All
I
right.
slap back.
All right, Michelle dismounts the motorcycle, so we should probably not linger.
Yeah, let's get the heck out of here.
Yeah, let's bounce.
All right. Babbitt, are you taking the motorcycle or are you getting in a car?
I'm getting in a car.
Okay. Front seat or
I'm
back?
getting
Front seat or back seat of the
in
Golf?
case car. Yeah.
Front seat or back seat?
Front seat.
Okay. So, Bill back in the back seat with you.
Yep.
All right, you guys get back in the car, and the cars start driving as they going a little bit faster than before. And after a few minutes, okay, so the Golf and the Golf and the Supra easily pass out of the darkness back into light. The Challenger, oh boy, the Challenger almost kind of like hits a wall. The airbags don't deploy, but the vehicle does take a damage stat.
Jeez.
And he's going to try to go forward again, and thankfully, there was a ward keeping you guys in. It's just that when Babbitt left the first time, he rolled immediately high enough. So the Challenger's damaged from it, though, but he's able to then drive it out, and you guys emerge back into the light in front of the freight elevator.
Yay!
And I think that's a good place to call this episode.
Yeah.
That was very much fun.
My name is Trey Dorn, and I was your game master for this session. Joining me, as always, was Kyle Johnson as Babbitt, Nick Izumi as Bill, and Gen Proc as Raz Stormwood. Stormwood and Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/Stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. To be continued. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network. And that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Fey Wild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game. So, an actual play game like this one, but like, in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world,
The Fate Wild West follows two people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ plus podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters. And you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary.